Coming up tonight on Newswatch, a mask ordinance may soon be reinstated in Athens.
The Bailey's Trail system is looking to put itself on the map as a tourist attraction.
And two museums are working together to promote royal cultural tourism.
Newswatch starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch, your source for the latest news impacting southeastern Ohio. I'm Madison Moore.
And I'm Nick Veland.
Athens City Council could bring back mask requirements on Tuesday.
Here's what plans to be passed at Monday's council meeting. Growing concern over Athens County's rising cases will bring an indoor mask mandate to Monday's agenda. Mayor Steve Patterson hopes to move the proposed ordinance along quickly.
Likely seek suspension of the rules to get it passed and out there. And again, what it will mean is that both vaccinated and unvaccinated people will be required to wear a face covering when entering into places open to the public.
Recently passed Senate Bill 22 in Ohio wouldn't allow health organizations to require mask mandates. The Athens law director says the city can.
So we as a statutory city certainly can examine what's going on in our city and make a decision as to the public health and safety of the city's residents.
If the ordinance passes, Athens City Council member and Donkey Coffee manager Ben Ziff says customers will have to abide by the new rules.
I mean, if you don't have one on, you can't come in. I mean, that's all there is to it, realistically. And I'm sure we're going to get some people who are upset about that. And I will be as kind as I can possibly be. But if you don't have one on, you can't come in. And that's the way that the language in the bill reads as of now. So that's what we're going to be saying.
Athens previously lifted its mask mandate for vaccinated individuals in May, but if passed, this amendment will now cover everyone. Parents around the region are wondering why some schools are not offering an online learning option this coming year. Last year, there was an emergency statute that allowed school districts to provide online instruction without limitations because of the pandemic. This legislation has since expired, so now if districts want to offer online instruction, they have to create a new separate online school with required software and programming. Athens City School District Superintendent Tom Gibbs explained why this isn't feasible.
Take a lot of resources to get that going. So essentially, we do not have the statutory ability to be able to operate in the same fashion that we operated last school year.
Schools are headed back to the drawing board for COVID-19 prevention with the rise of the Delta variant. Dylan Tyson reports local districts are divided on how to create healthy environments for all students.
Nearly a dozen parents, teachers, and students testified at Wednesday's Alexander School Board meeting. Parents are concerned because schools won't have the resources to offer hybrid learning this year, and that leaves few other options for families uncomfortable sending their students to schools where masks are not a requirement.
I have worked with specialists trying to get the vaccine for her, but I don't know if she can take it. We're still working all that out. My daughter's begging to come back, but she can't if there's not going to be a mask.
Meanwhile, other parents are worried the masks interfere with their children's ability to learn.
Not to mention the obvious inherent negative effects of hampering normal, healthy, and positive childhood development for properly interpreting and correctly reacting to both facial expressions and/or inaudible words obscured by these veils.
Board members did propose many variations on a mask mandate, but these all failed on a split 3-2 vote. For now, Alexander Schools will stick with a mask recommendation for unvaccinated individuals. The school is prepared to change its policy depending on the weeks ahead.
Putting on a mask mandate can happen overnight, and it's not a disruption to our everyday classroom. And so we're going to be continuously looking at the numbers.
For Newswatch, I'm Dylan Tyson.
The board will examine case counts and prevention policies at their monthly meetings. As Ohio University is gearing up for in-person classes, the COVID operations team is making sure everybody knows about the protocols. The COVID operations team held a virtual town hall yesterday to discuss COVID-19 plans for the fall semester. Dr. Jillian Ice, who helps coordinate the university's pandemic response, says incoming residential students will need to test within 24 hours upon arrival. Regarding classroom protocols, Seating charts will be made to reduce exposure with social distancing. ICE says all these precautions are to keep students as healthy as possible.
We probably never will be completely rid of it. But if we can manage these little pockets, we're in a better spot. Right now, we're of course in widespread disease, and that's where we don't want to be.
The first day of classes for Ohio University is scheduled for August 23rd.
Hi there, I'm Curtis Fader with your weather today. Now let's first take a look at your week ahead for us today. Storm warnings around the region, thunderstorms in specific. And so make sure to check your National Weather Service for those warnings because they vary throughout the area. Sometimes maybe storms, sometimes maybe just clouds. You have to make sure to check all those things. And we had some high temperatures before, but now we're heading over that hump and we're going to be staying in the mid to low 80s, and that's where the temperatures are going to plateau and be more consistent. And then throughout the week, we're going to be seeing some scattered thunderstorms, and that means that it's going to be really inconsistent. So maybe if you're going outside for a long period of time, just take an umbrella with you. Sometimes it may rain on you, put it up, then it goes away, put it right back down. And taking a look right now in Athens, 78 degrees, and we are fresh off of a thunderstorm, but it's currently cloudy right now, so it's going to be wet and windy. And with that wind at 8 miles per hour, heading west to southwest. And right now in southeastern Ohio, it's very inconsistent. We got some highs on the left side with Columbus and New York, but also some lows on the other side with Ripley and Marietta. Back over to you, Nick.
Thanks, Curtis. A tourist attraction in Chansey may bring needed economic growth to the community. And the full Athens County Fair returned after a pandemic hiatus. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
It's you I like. Hi, I'm Michael Keaton. Come to the Mr. Rogers neighborhood and celebrate the programs that have inspired more than 4 generations of children and parents.
Oh, I love this is the one where you blow really, really hard.
It's really magic. It's so far beyond just entertainment.
Well-known friends share their heartfelt memories on Mr. Rogers. It's you I like.
Next time on Ken Burns' American Stories.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
The Statue of Liberty.
And you look up and you say, my God. And you feel something, I think, really much more than just being an American. You feel the importance of being human.
Next time on Ken Burns' American Stories.
Yellowstone, America's first national park and one of our most beloved. Set to classical music from the world's best composers, Yellowstone Symphony showcases the park's stunning scenery and wildlife as it changes through the seasons. See Yellowstone like never before and marvel at the natural wonder of this special place.
This is a special cub, chosen for life in the wild. But preparing a captive-born panda to roam free isn't easy. Little is known about wild panda life. Meet the dedicated team who spent years shedding light on the wild world this little panda will face.
The Athens County Fair was back in full swing this week. Taylor Burnett went out to the fair to see how things had changed since 2019.
The pandemic may have canceled the Athens County Fair in 2020, but organizers used the time to their advantage. The Fair Board had extra time to work on projects in the past year, and extra funding from the Ohio Department of Agriculture. All the work done was done in-house, including installing a new sewer line and more across the fairgrounds. Compared to 2019, the last normal fair before the pandemic, the number of tickets sold were higher with more attendees.
People was ready to get out and do something.
Although fair attendance is up, 4-H attendees were down, likely due to the uncertainty COVID-19 held for those working on projects or raising animals, Day says. Ellie Beck-Aiden is at the fair to show her goat, Remy, and said that even though there aren't as many animals at the fair this year, she still had a great time. This year, all the beloved elements of the fair have returned, although some elements are different because of COVID-19, like the fair using a different amusement ride company because so many went out of business during the pandemic. The heart of the fair remains the same. For Newswatch, I'm Taylor Burnett.
With the school year just around the corner, Ohio University is rolling out numerous efforts on student retention. Will Price reports to the university overhauled advising to boost numbers.
Ohio University's first-year retention numbers at the Athens campus have stayed around 80% since 2015. Improving retention benefits students, but also helps the university in terms of tuition revenue and its share of state funding. Student advising used to be handled by faculty, but the university has hired advisors to work with students on individual plans. The goal is to ensure each student can graduate in 4 years or less.
So this graduation plan encompasses extracurricular involvement activities that students can reflect on to learn more about themselves and the world. It also encompasses career milestones so that they're prepared for the world of work.
The university also looks to close retention gaps among student populations. First-generation students often lag behind in this category. Senior Alice Smeezing is the president of a first-gen student group on campus, We Are First. She's experienced some of the problems these students face.
There are so many obstacles first-gen students face that they might not even realize they're facing.
Klein helped start the university's first-gen program in 2012. She says developing connections goes a long way.
So we do a lot of first-gen Me Too or first-gen community building programs so that first-gen students can see that we have many first-gen faculty and staff and that they are not alone.
For Newswatch, I'm Will Price in Athens.
The graduation plans are being phased into all the university's academic programs and will be available to all students by fall 2022.
A mountain biking trail system in Chauncey promises to bring a much-needed economic boost to the Southeast Ohio area. Curtis Fader reports from the trail.
Bailey's Trail System is a project years in the making that provides several trails at different skill levels for mountain biking. The system has come a long way to getting where it is now as a regional tourist attraction. Things went downhill fast economically for the city of Chauncey when the coal mine shut down in the 1960s. A decade later, the Athens Bicycle Club formed, and in the late 90s, the cycling community proposed an idea to utilize what was around them, here at the Wayne National Forest. That idea originally stalled, but decades later, it got the funding to start building the trails.
So we're using 9,000 acres of the Wayne National Forest. It's a little over that, actually, the tract of land that we're utilizing. And because there was no other trail system on it, it really provided a unique landscape to develop these kind of tailored trails.
The system currently contains 26 miles of trails, with an additional 5 miles to be completed in the fall. The goal is for Bailey's to reach 88 miles, expanding beyond Chauncey and into Doneville and Buckdale. Folks from near and far have come to enjoy the views and athletic experience of the trails. Bailey is becoming a popular hotspot for people of all different skill levels to go mountain biking.
I love it here because a lot of them are made, mechanically, so they're smooth and flowy, as opposed to a lot of rocks and roots, which I don't enjoy so much. So I really, really like it here.
Bailey's has drawn millions in funds not only for the trail system, but also infrastructure around the area, leading to hopes of a financial surge to recover from the ongoing pandemic. Bailey's trail system is helping to improve the welfare of its local community. And it's fun to ride, too! For those looking to mountain bike, here's what to expect.
Be prepared to be extremely tired, but have fun. It's so fun. And be safe. Wear a helmet.
For Newswatch, I'm Curtis Fader.
2 museums are joining together to promote cultural tourism in a Arroyo area. That story's still ahead.
And we've been experiencing some rough weather over the past few days, but what will it look like for this weekend? Find out more in my full weather forecast. But first, here's a look at stocks of local interest.
Next time on Ken Burns' American Stories.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
The Statue of Liberty.
And you look up and you say, my God. And you feel something, I think, really much more than just being an American. You feel the importance of being human.
Next time on Ken Burns' American Stories.
From Henry Louis Gates Jr.
Following the Civil War, Reconstruction is a story of great expectations, enormous strides, and wrenching retreats.
Stories of triumph.
You see all of these black people in charge.
And backlash.
Violence is efficient, it's easy.
After 150 years, our past still affects us today. Reconstruction, America after the Civil War.
Hi, I'm TJ Levinsky. Join me for 20 years of my music on your PBS station.
16 candles, like a rhinestone cowboy. I've looked at clouds from both sides now. Sugar pie, sugar pie, and I love you. Your love lifted me higher than I ever.
I'm Rick Steves. Join me for the Best of the Alps. We'll travel through 5 different alpine countries and see some of Europe's most iconic mountains. Along the way, we'll conquer many of these peaks, enjoying plenty of thin air thrills. We'll explore charming alpine towns filling remote valleys and climb to cliff-hanging villages. And finally, we'll hike, from easy day trips to a classic long-distance tour.
Hi there, I'm Curtis Fader, and now let's take a look right now in Athens. It's 73 degrees. Well, that's tonight, but we can maybe save that for later. We don't want to save everything for the front, but for tonight, scattered thunderstorms with 96% humidity along with that. And then also taking a look now for our southeastern Ohio area, 78 degrees. It's a wide variety of temperatures all across the area because the thunderstorms are pushing through. So this side is currently okay, but then this side is still in the thick of it when it comes to the thunderstorms. And you can see those low temperatures with 72 in Marietta and 72 in Ripley. And also tonight in Athens, as we mentioned before, the wind is still going to be null and void. And taking a look at tonight around the area, same thing. And one thing that's going to be really interesting is that the temperatures are going to actually go up around 9 o'clock, and then it will decrease throughout the weekend. So that's a new trend due to these storms and also due to Hurricane Fred that's about to come. And taking a look, well, looky at this cookie radar map today, you can really see what we mean by scattered thunderstorms because you can see they're very chopped over here and right over there. I feel like I'm Chef Emerald, just bam, bam, bam. You see all of them kind of scattered, so you're going to be seeing a mixture of scattered thunderstorms throughout the area. And then taking a look tomorrow, 85 degrees. You're going to see showers in the morning, but then it's going to be partly cloudy for the rest of the way for your Saturday, but it is going to be a little bit hotter at 85. And then also taking a look at southeastern Ohio around the area, it's going to be mid-80s is what's going to be normal. We had a lot of high 90-degree temperatures, but we are past that now, and it's going to be mostly in the mid-80s throughout the entire area with some scattered storms. And then taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we see a lot of scattered storms, but then look at Sunday, that beautiful Sunday. It's sunny, mostly cloudy, 82 degrees, not a lot of chance for precipitation. That is your perfect day to go have a picnic, go to church. But wait, hold on a second. There's the graphic still there. We have a lot more weather coming at you with more low 80 temperatures for Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Look at that consistency, 86, 86, 87 with scattered storms throughout. That's going to be the main focus for the rest of the week, but focus on Sunday. That's when you want to be going outside, and I'll send it back over to Nick at the desk.
Great work as always, Curtis. Thank you. Cultural tourism is one of the fastest growing segments within the tourism industry, and local organizations are looking to cash in.
Tabler Town is a community rich in American culture and history. Off Route 33, east of Athens, the town, renamed as Kilvert, was founded in the 1830s by formerly enslaved African Americans. David Butcher is a direct descendant of the Tablers. His mission is to preserve his heritage. Butcher currently houses his People of Color collection and family heirlooms in a pole barn next to his home in Kilvert. He is working toward registering the collection as a nonprofit as well as acquiring a more permanent and accessible location within the next year. Butcher says his family's history has been passed down for over 150 years, and he wants to make sure this tradition continues.
We do not want to be the generation that loses this story.
And it's not just about this one family.
It's an important history. It is not Tabortown history. It's not Kilvert history. It's not Black history. It's not white history. It's not Indian history. It is American history.
Just down the road in Guysville is the Cannabis Museum, which tells the story of the use of medical marijuana in Appalachian, Ohio. While not currently open to the public, the museum has graduate students from Ohio University archiving glass bottles once used to prescribe cannabis from the early 1800s to early 1900s for use in future exhibits. Tabler Town and the Cannabis Museum share a goal to foster a tourism economy based on local history and culture.
So this cultural tourism is about rediscovering our past so we could feel our future.
According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, cultural tourism can encourage local pride and greater investments in communities. Kilvert, for an example, has a close-knit community but is lacking in job opportunities, forcing many residents to leave. Butcher is collaborating with Ohio University's Voinovich School.
When there is one thing that is successful in bringing people, you would see other businesses that start to flourish.
The organizations hope to create a sustainable business plan that will also serve as a catalyst for stimulating local economies.
Can you imagine coming to a community where there are no jobs, where the majority of the people are people of color and have to travel great distances to work? I'm a good example of that. I travel 100 miles a day, one way, work 12 hours, and travel 100 miles back home. I feel this is an exciting time that we can create something where people can actually stay in the community and make a living wage.
For Newswatch, I'm Destiny Jaram.
Butcher is co-hosting a free all-day community event beginning in Guysville and ending in Kilvert on September 11th. The Cannabis Museum will have an exhibition on display at Majestic Galleries in Nelsonville from September to October and plans on opening to the public in the next few years.
Happy Friday, everybody. Coming up in sports, find out how an area high school coach and quarterback have a special connection. The full story is later on. And right after the break, the Bobcats prepare for their first intra-squad scrimmage tomorrow. Hear from one of the coaches on what to expect. And be sure to stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
From Henry Louis Gates Jr.
Following the Civil War, Reconstruction is a story of great expectations, enormous strides, and wrenching retreats.
Stories of triumph.
You see all of these Black people in charge.
And backlash.
Violence is efficient, it's easy.
After 150 years, our past still affects us today. Reconstruction, America after the Civil War.
It's you I like. Hi, I'm Michael Keaton. Come to the Mr. Rogers neighborhood and celebrate the programs that have inspired more than 4 generations of children and parents.
Oh, I love this is the one where you blow really, really hard.
It's really magic. It's so far beyond just entertainment.
Well-known friends share their heartfelt memories on Mr. Rogers. It's you I like.
He was bigger than boxing.
I am the greatest.
He was larger than life.
His magnetism just was amazing. Who is this guy?
He was a revolutionary. He was a groundbreaker.
Well, ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Ken Burns captures an intimate story of victory, defeat, and determination.
The price of freedom comes high. I have paid, but I am free.
Muhammad Ali. Tune in or stream. Starts Sunday, September 19th at 8/7 Central, only on PBS.
We are on the threshold of a new revolution that will change mental health care forever. We've learned that most psychiatric illnesses are not mental health issues at all. They are brain health issues that steal your mind. In this program, I'm going to give you the 6 practical steps that you can use immediately to change your brain, to heal your mind.
Hello everyone, I'm Brian Kerp. Ohio football made it through a week of fall camp with its first scrimmage tomorrow morning. At the quarterback position, the Bobcats rotated between Curtis Rourke, Armani Rogers, and C.J. Harris. Ohio's passing game coordinator Tyler Tettleton was pleased with what he saw out of his QBs, and he's looking forward to seeing what they do in the scrimmage.
You know, taking care of the ball, that's going to be the biggest thing is ball security, especially in these kind of deals, and, you know, just seeing progress, you know, making sure we're going through the reads and, you know, we're executing at a high level and, you know, coming out of this thing with no turnovers and, you know, ending every series in a kick, and so that's what I'm looking for tomorrow.
Ohio soccer wrapped up its spring season in April. They returned to action with an exhibition yesterday against Xavier. The Musketeers came away with a 5-1 victory. The Bobcats' only goal came from Abby Townsend in the 27th minute. The Bobcats open their regular season next Thursday against Virginia Military Institute. The Piketon football team made a playoff run last season with the help of a special connection between a player and the head coach. Tyler Gullion has been head coach at Piketon for 18 years. The past few have been extra special as his son Levi is the starting quarterback. Gullion says it can be a challenge to be a dad and a coach.
Offense, let's go on the ball. It's fun. I mean, it's been trying at times because I am a little harder on him than most, but through it all, he's been great with it. He's taken my coaching, he's taken my getting on him, and then he just comes back.
Levi Gullion was second-team All-State last season for Piketon. He says the chemistry between him and his dad is an advantage for the team.
It's really cool. It's like we have a connection. Whenever we just know what each other is thinking almost. Like whenever he starts to call a play, I go ahead and finish the play for him because I pretty much know what's coming.
One of the best memories the two have made came in last season's playoffs when Piketon knocked out Minford. Levi totaled over 600 yards through the air and on the ground in the victory.
He had a huge night for us, our team. That was a big win for our community, for our football program. We're down 3 scores, but, you know, he kept positive. The seniors kept positive, and, man, he put up, I don't know, what do you have, 400 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, something like that. Put up some huge numbers.
The Gullions hope they can make one more run at a league title and the playoffs, and the Scioto Valley Conference will have a lot of parity this fall.
It helps us with our confidence, knowing that we can be the ones to come out on top. So that confidence is a really thing.
The Red Streaks open their season next Friday at River Valley. I'm Brian Kerp, and that's it for sports. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Brian. Airbnb is warning investors the Delta COVID variant could impact its future revenues. The company is predicting bookings will be volatile over the next several months. That guidance comes after Airbnb reported earnings grew nearly 300% during its second quarter. The company is forecasting even more revenue for its third quarter, $1.9 billion, which is well above the $1.3 billion it reported last quarter.
Sorry for the wait, folks, but let's take a look at your final weather right now. Well, we got a lot of greenness around me, but that's okay because I can tell you everything you need to know. Tonight in Athens, we're going to be seeing a lot less scattered thunderstorms for now, but that is going to be it for that. It's going to be a lot of clouds, but then Saturday, those scattered storms are going to be coming right back up. And so then Sunday is what you want to see. Sunday is what is going to be your great day to go outside. Now, let's take a look at tonight in Athens. Well, there you see it. It's 73 degrees with scattered thunderstorms, and let's head it back over to the desk.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Madison Moore.
And I'm Nick Veland. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WEB.org. Have a great night.
Support comes from Ohio University's Center for Campus and Community Engagement, fostering mutually beneficial partnerships between faculty, staff, and students and community organizations. More information at ohio.edu/community engagement.
Good evening. I'm William Brangham. Judy Woodruff is away.